Gold's had a pretty big drop last session, so we had a really strong push up, and then we had a really heavy drop off. We've recovered most of that ground now and putting some good volume down here. So I'm just going with the flow with gold. You know, it's been strong, it's been crazy bullish the last few days, and so you just want to take advantage of that while it's happening. So this is a nice little setup, and we'll see if we can get that pop higher. Alright, we're actually getting a pretty nice push here, so I'm going to reduce risk even further. I'm going to go to break even at this point. So it's a risk-free trade now, and I'm looking for these highs to break and essentially flush through. We do have this little high volume node area here, and we also now have this demand as well here. So our stop's in a pretty good spot, and I'd be looking for this volume area to hold to continue higher at this point. But yeah, trade's working out nicely. Essentially, the idea of it is obviously we've regained this whole selling pressure, and there's a lot of shorts that are trapped trying to get short underneath all this. And we tried up into this demand, this overall demand area. So we tried up into this overall supply area here, and we basically tested, dipped under, pushed back up into it, and now we're deep up into this supply area. So these highs look pretty weak now. So I think it's got a pretty good shot to at least break this high, and I think it's got a good shot to flush this high and test up into this supply. So I'm pretty happy to let it go. I'm not going to I'm going to try not to get too aggressive with the stop. I'm going to let my targets play out more where possible. It's a risk-free trade, so that's good. Always good to be in that position. Hopefully we can get this volume area to hold, and we can just get another leg up. This demand area held quite nicely, basically dipped down, held, now we're pushing back up. So this is all pretty nice, stops at break even. I'm not going to get my stop behind this bar. I really want to try and let this play out. I think these highs have got a good chance of getting flushed. Given all the aggressive selling from earlier in the session, and that's basically been flipped now, so there's going to be a lot of shorts underwater. I really think we've got a good chance of breaking these highs, so I want to hold to try and let the trade idea play out. So there is a bit of volume of these highs. So it might be a bit difficult to get through, but I really want to try and hold this to see if we can break these highs. We've basically got a high volume node. We're sitting right at a high volume node here, and we've got, so we're basically testing this high volume node that's providing a bit of resistance. And then we've got a couple up here as well. So we've got some higher volume up higher as well. So we'll need to get through that if we're going to flush higher, basically these areas. But it's still looking pretty good. Into this area, I think this will be a real decision point for this trade. This double high and this high volume node up here. So we'll see what it wants to do. Hopefully it can just push through. I think at this point I'm going to get my stop behind the bar. We've had a bit of a nice move. I don't want to give the whole trade back. No sense in seeing it come all the way back to my entry. So hopefully now we can just hold this little demand area that's formed. That's what I'm looking at, and realistically I just want it to basically flush through. So we got some volume coming in here at the top. But this is still a good spot for the stop. I mean, realistically, this demand area, this high volume node, if that doesn't hold, if that area doesn't hold, then realistically we're going to get under all this low volume area here. We're going to sweep all the way and come all the way back down into this demand area, which is essentially break even at that point. So if we're going to break this low, there's a really good chance we're going to come all the way back down, test this demand before then moving up. Essentially do this, test the demand, and then move up higher. I'd rather take a small win here, given it's already tried to break the high and it couldn't. I'd rather take a small win here if it's going to take me out. And then if it does come down and retry, I'll just get into another long here and go for the move again. like we're very close to getting stopped out. That's okay. We may hold. Got some nice volume coming in there at the low. Delta's flipping here, so could hold the bottom edge of that demand. We're pretty lucky if the stop holds there. So you can see how that high volume node is just being respected there, which was basically a profile of this upper edge, this upper range. So you can see here was one of the high volume nodes, and basically dropped under, tested, held, dropped. All right, so that was a little profitable trade. So that was a win. And then now watch. Here we basically tested this demand. It's a little bit premature, but we are absorbing a little bit down here. We've basically got some negative delta, and we had a delta flip. Some good volume coming in the low here. And we also had this little kick up, this little imbalance bar on the 1 minute. So I just got in long here from this point, and same idea. Just going to see if we want to break this high. Just looking for these two highs to basically flush through. Stop is below the demand level at this point, but I'm really going to probably get my stop below whatever the low gets put in here. So it'll be pretty low risk, just to make sure I'm still profitable for the day. But it's a good spot, it's a really good spot to get long, overall context and everything that's playing out. We have this bulk of volume in front of us, so we've got all this volume here, this high volume node to use as protection, and we're getting a little bit of absorption coming in here. Delta's still looking good, still moving in the right direction. So yeah, we might get another dip down. We might, it's a bit premature, but we might get another dip down and then a nice little imbalance. That's fine as well. That's why I'm giving it plenty of room. But this first early sign here of absorption is basically what I'm jumping on to start with. So we'll see how it plays out. So basically just flushed through hard. Took a full stop on that. So yeah, that's all right. That happens. So something probably came out, I'm not too sure what it is, maybe some sort of news event for that kind of reaction. But took a full stop on that, and basically puts me down about 100 on that account for the day, which is still fine, it's not much of a loss.